of Four Comedians and a Hat. I am your gracious host, the most successful comic to come out of Peevely, Missouri, Mr. Vincent Opper. If you are watching on a Mac or a PC, please click on the icon at the bottom right corner to subscribe to our YouTube channel. For those of you on a different platform, you can subscribe to our YouTube channel by going to Gateway Comedy Scene on YouTube. You can like us on Facebook at Gateway Comedy Scene Friends, or you can stalk us on Instagram like a pervert on Four Comedians and a Hat. Now, this is our 20th episode. I asked comics to give me an introduction. I have never had three more humble comics because these are the shortest introductions I've ever had. So I will say you're either very lazy or very gracious or very humble. So immediately next to me, we have Mr. Jason Dormire. Everybody give Jason a big hand. Yay. Jason is a comedian and producer of off-record comedy. He has not yet been punched by a professional boxer. That's
what's up, Joe?
And that's the one introduction.
Now, I gotta say real quick, I'm gonna be going at Joe a lot today because the last time I talked to Joe, he beat me in a roast battle. And I'm not gonna lie, I wasn't very prepared for him. This guy didn't tell anybody he was showing up. He just showed up and had jokes ready for everybody. Just gonna throw that out there.
It's because Joe's mean. I mean, he's always ready for a fight.
Oh, I'm ready for a fight.
All right, good. Directly below Jason, we have Mr. Chris Cyr. Everybody give Chris a big hand. Chris is a comic who performs regularly at clubs across the country.
Is it?
That's it. That's all he does.
I mean, what else? What else is important? In the 8th grade, I was 3rd in our class's spelling bee, but 10th in our school spelling bee. So
do you have any proof of that, or do we just need to take your word?
You got to take my word for it. I don't even have a joke about it. Brandon Judd used to have a good joke about being in a spelling bee locally. So I never wrote one because I didn't want to like compete in the spelling bee material.
Oh, okay.
So, yeah, but no. And I make up for it by not being able to spell it all today. Like if you took off the red squiggly lines, it's there. So yeah, so no, I perform. That's my bio.
Can we add a line of frequent answer to Yale Hollander's question, who books this?
Right.
All right. Next to Chris and beneath me, we have Joe, the Animal Lancey. Everybody give Joe a big hand. Joe is a former Gold Gloves boxer, and he has spent 15 years in animal control. Trust me, we're all comedians. I don't know why nobody else wanted to admit it, but we are all comedians of one degree or another.
Hey, mine literally says I'm a comic.
I have show posters in my background. I'm not that humble.
All right.
I got him in
Mr.
my garage.
Full of himself. Jason, are you ready for your first question?
I guess so.
Would you rather mentally or physically never age?
Mentally or physically?
Yeah, which one?
I mean, I feel like pretty obviously physically, because if your body doesn't break down, you can do so much more to keep your mind in good shape. Like your body, if you do stuff, your mind can stay active, but everybody's body just goes to shit eventually. I'm trying not to swear on this, but everybody's body just goes away eventually. But yeah, other than LeBron James, time has beat everybody so far. So I'm gonna obviously say body, and I don't think it's that close.
Okay.
That's interesting. Wait, is it me now?
Whoever wants to jump in.
It's like we're in a different order on my screen. I'm gonna say mentally. Well, assuming I get to start from like the age I'm at right now. I'll go ahead and die, but I'd rather be able to like read and write and talk till I die. Unless my form of mental decay is that I imagine I'm someplace better than where I am at any given moment. Then I'm going to change it, because I'm okay, like, you know, being able to walk around and stuff if I think I'm walking on a beach, no matter where I'm at. That's cool too. So those are my conditional answers. If the option is to upload myself into a machine at some point, then mentally.
Okay.
Okay. And see, you're more happy with the state of your mind where you are in life. I am not there yet. I'm just like, nah, my mind state, it needs to change a lot still.
I just don't want it to get worse.
Me, I still have the humor of 11-year-old boy. I think my mind's about in the gutter where it's always been. So I would say physically for sure, just because of all the aches and pains of all the football, wrestling matches, wrestling Rottweilers and whatnot, all them years. Just I got 2 rotator cuff tears of vertebrae in the neck. I got arthritis, you name it, and then the Parkinson's too on top of it. So
Yeah.
I'm slowly getting ate up every day that goes by.
You know, I don't know if we're allowed to put polls on this, but I definitely would have bet on physically for Joe there too. Just knowing being a professional boxer, I'm like, yeah, I bet it would be nice to be in them, you know,
something without
because
that
you're still sharp as a tack.
Yeah, something without that first 4 hours of every morning where everything clicks and pops. I would go for that. That'd be cool.
Yeah, I sound like a bag of Rice Krispies when you put milk in. That's what it sounds like.
Yeah.
Crunching up peanuts when I get out of bed.
Yeah, I'm feeling good physically right now, so I'm like, yeah, no, I'll stick with that. Looking, yeah.
Well, you're wearing a
good
tank
about my
top.
future.
We figured.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's like I wanted to show what I value right away.
Well, let me ask you this. In your latter years, would you rather go out like Jack LaLanne, an old man who is physically as fit as could be, or would you rather go out as Stephen Hawking, who cannot move anymore, but still has the mental capacity that's superior to 99.99% of the people who've ever lived on Earth?
Is that to me?
That's to everybody.
Okay. Well, I'll be honest. I don't know the old man who's physically fit you mentioned. So I'm going to say I would rather go out like my grandfather, who is currently 94 years old and actively farming. And he goes out and cuts wood. Wow. He doesn't have a fireplace. Like, he doesn't need this wood. He just enjoys going out and cutting wood. That's what he wants to do. He has trees, so he just does it. So going out physically in my grandpa's condition would be awesome. And, like, you know, let me know if anybody needs firewood this winter, because I know my grandpa's out there cutting wood for no reason at all.
I do not want to be that old man who doesn't know his kids' names or his grandkids' names.
I should have said he's still sharp. Sorry.
Well, when you said that,
I was focused on the physical attributes. I wasn't like, oh yeah, he talks good too, and he has a solid head of hair. Like I don't think he gets a cut much, but like it's not bad.
All right.
We get it. You have a hot grandpa. Jeez. Totally. Why has it got to be either extreme? Like, what if we're almost as trapped as Stephen Hawking was in his own body, but not quite, or almost as like gone as the old guy who I don't know you mentioned. What about just somewhere in the middle?
Jack LaLanne would pull a barge at like 90 years old.
With his
get
teeth?
and swim across San Francisco Harbor, towing a barge by swimming with it.
Now I think I know who this is. Yeah.
He was just a physical wonder kid. You know, he lived almost be 100 years old, and he was still probably kick the ass of a 20-year-old.
Right. Why don't I get the option then of having a solid 75 IQ and just being able to carry a couple gallons of milk in the house? That's the problem with America. We need to aim for that instead of like being exceptional at either one. Just mildly, just smart enough to do a crossword puzzle.
I could be exceptional like Stephen. I couldn't be exceptional like Stephen Hawking. They just forget about. I'm the guy that tells dick jokes. They just wheel
Right.
me in a corner somewhere and let me drool on myself.
All right,
He's a
Chris,
man
are
at
you
a
ready
time.
for your first question?
Yeah, go for it.
What is something that you have done that no one would expect?
I don't know. I think people expect me to do anything sometimes. What is something I have done that most people wouldn't expect? I was on the cover of the brochure for the St. Louis public school system when I was a junior in high school. Like, they put me on the brochure for the magnet schools to convince parents to send their kids to magnet schools to be a successful person. So no one who knows how my life turned out would have thought that. That's
Do you have that framed in the background?
Nah, do I have? Yes, I do actually. Only because I just built this office and I wasn't sure if I was going to put this on a bookcase. But oh, I got too many lights. Hold on.
Got the glare going on.
Oh, it's still going to glare. There's no way to
Yeah.
not glare that. Here we go. Wait.
We'll cut it in for the watchers at home. We'll get a better picture for
You
it.
could see my face right there. Everything else,
Yep.
nothing else matters. Just my
Yeah,
face.
you're right. Can we just get we'll just get a clip of your face and just put it over your face.
Right. That's all. Yeah, I guess that's it. Like, nobody would have thought that I would have been a poster child for any school system. I was a solid B student, if not a C student. Like, I was super lazy. I knew first thing I did for any class was I read a syllabus to figure out how much of that class I didn't have to go to. That was my college experience. Like, find out, do I have to take the final? What's the minimal amount of effort I have to do here? And it only screwed me 3 times in my life. And both times, 2 of those times were when I was trying to graduate high school and graduate college. So it never hurt me until the very last moment. So that's my answer.
I'll go ahead and jump in. I'll stick with school just because that's where you got me thinking. When I was in, I think, 8th grade, our school had like a lip sync competition. So think like whatever that weird show where The Rock sings pop, but like children who go to school in a cornfield. So that was the event. And like there was a host who, I don't know if he hosted anything before, but he mostly just did Chuck Norris jokes. I'm realizing this was a really lame event. But what I did with me and 4 of my friends, we formed a group called the Hunters and the 3 J's based on our names because we were very clever. And we dressed up in cheerleading outfits and lip synced to Hey Mickey. Boo. So I don't know if you would guess that, but it happened.
That was not on my radar.
Oh.
Yep.
That would have been a very specific guess.
Yeah. I'd have been impressed. I mean, Joe, I think, has a similar story, but.
I was an actor.
Wow.
I was in Jesus Christ Superstar. I was the centurion that killed Jesus.
Oh, wow.
I
Big
thought
role.
you'd been Judas Iscariot.
I was a Nazi, and I was the Nazi in the Diary of Anne Frank. I was so convincing
Wait,
with the.
did they have you kill Jesus because you'd been in animal control and you knew how to slaughter a lamb?
I never slaughtered a lamb, but I killed lots of dogs.
You sure you didn't slaughter a very special lamb, like maybe somebody specific's lamb?
I did do that. I did kill that lamb, the greatest lamb of them all. Yes, I did. And
I was always
thank
mad. I
you.
wanted to be
the funny
Judas.
part was I was dressed in my U City dog catcher uniform when I did it.
Did not get
I
fired.
was also a ghost hunter too. Believe that or not.
Okay, that's not a surprising thing. You're misreading the category. I would always have assumed you hunted ghosts.
The Jesus Christ Superstar, me being in musical theater, that's kind of surprising.
Yes.
Is that a singing role?
A background singer, thank
Gotcha.
God. I
So
didn't
you're in
have
the
any lead
chorus.
vocals.
That's cool.
So
That's my favorite musical.
Where'd you do Jesus Christ Superstar?
It was through the miners, but we ended up, because the miners was having some repair issues. We did it on South Grand at one of them churches there.
And my daughter, she did stuff at Miners, she did stuff at Looking Glass, a few of the community theaters in Edwardsville. So
Yeah, I did Looking Glass too. That's where I did the Diary of Anne Frank. I was a Nazi, and I wasn't in the whole play to like the last 5 minutes. I came in and hauled the family off the camps, and I had.
Do you have any roles? Do you have any roles where you're not murdering or stealing children? So I'm starting to think you were typecast. That wasn't rhetorical. I want to know.
What's the juror? And I was juror number 7 in 12 Angry Men.
Wait, did you vote to hang somebody too?
No, I didn't vote to hang somebody. I voted to hit the guy.
Oh, yeah. Movies, whatever. Okay. There's one. There's one. You were the Hammer of Justice. That's your softest role.
Probably my softest role was in The Mouse That Roared. I was one of the soldiers that tried to take New York.
See, you're still carrying a gun in this role. I don't.
No, a spear.
A spear. Oh, that's better. I was worried.
It's a story where this country, it's this little pocket kingdom in Europe is going broke. So they go to America to try to attack America. So they figure they'll get war aid. They end up stealing. They end up accidentally stole the nuclear bomb. So then America surrendered to them. They didn't know.
Okay. See, that's my bad. I was worried you were going to be aggressive in this role too.
In Joe's next role, he will play Lenny, where he will murder rabbits. Yes. Joe, you ready for your first question?
Hedgeman too. I was Dracula and Dracula's hedgeman.
That role sucked. All right, Joe, you're a good-looking guy. What is your best feature?
My 15.5-inch penis.
I knew you were going to say that.
I don't know. I don't look too bad, I guess, from the neck down. I guess from the neck down, I'm still fairly muscled up for an old guy pushing 60.
Okay.
I'd pay to watch you punch Jason. That'd be cool.
Get the gloves out.
I mean, I've been wanting to get. If we do a rematch for the roast battle, we got to put the gloves on, right?
Yeah.
Again with the gloves. Just tape up your hands. Let's go.
Yeah, just go bare knuckle. Fuck yeah.
Get some gauze, dip it in honey, dip it in broken glass, wrap it around the fist. There you go. I've seen Kickboxer.
I bought boxing gloves at an estate sale 10 years ago, and you're gonna try to deprive me of using them in this match? I've not gotten to fight. I got to fight one kid in college. You're not taking this from me.
No, you're right. Put on your moldy, dry rotted bargain basement yard sale.
Finally, somebody understands me.
Watch that vinyl crack when you flex your fist.
I mean, it's not in that bad a shape. I mean, don't get me wrong, it's not brand new. But Joe, what would you rate this? Would you take this in the ring?
Oh, that's too big for the ring, but perfect for sparring.
See, that's all I need to do. See, I made a good purchase. That was worthwhile.
Find your room. Let's book this.
When you got them 16 ounces, your arms feel like.
I actually know a room that does boxing events, so we'll talk.
So Jason's best features is boxing gloves. Chris, what's your best feature?
My best feature was for John Witherspoon. That was about 2 years ago. He was good to work with. That's a pun.
That's a good one.
I didn't know if you knew that. I don't know. I like my eyes. My dimples get me away with a lot of crime. That's those two. Like, I look innocent, trustworthy, which I'm not in either of those things. So that's what I'm going with. The things that would allow me to be a good con man.
Oh, good.
Although I saw a picture of me on Facebook today where I look 90 years old. Like, it is just a combination of the right light, from overhead and under at the same time. And in fact, my face is sunburned from being in the sun yesterday, and my hair is pulled back. And Precious Jay looks like 20 years younger than me already. And then the two of us next to each other, it looks like I look way older than Joe right there.
Yeah, there's a reason she's your baby daddy's favorite comedian and not you. It makes sense.
She just won't admit it. Like, I'm probably her baby daddy's favorite comedian, I'm sure.
I thought you were gonna stop it. I'm probably her baby daddy. I was like, that would okay. I was like,
Nope.
that could have been your what would surprise you about me, and I would have been like, yeah, that did surprise me.
The whole reason I invented time travel was to make sure I have no kids out there. So it's all good.
And I'll just throw out, I'm not saying it's my best feature, but according to Nicholas Kuvar, blind comedian in St. Louis, my ass is my best feature. So he did about 5 minutes on it at the last show we were on together. So I think he's thought about it a lot.
All right.
That's fair. He only recognizes it by smell, so.
That's his best feature, his scent, yes. All right, Jason, you ready for your second question?
I am.
Okay. If you could have an exotic pet, what would you have?
Okay, an exotic pet. I gotta think about this. I haven't like, you got to change this answer every couple of years because your needs change, and it's been a while since I've been asked it. Let's see, what do I need in my life? If I move to South City, can I get like is a wolf exotic?
I would think so.
Okay, because I mean, I know there's farmers in the Midwest who have wolves, which makes me think they're not exotic. But my grandpa was telling me about, he was at like a tractor auction, and there was a guy who had a wolf on it. He just was like some skinny, frail old man had a wolf on a log chain. I'm like, I don't think that chain's going to keep us as safe as you think it will, because that guy had like 3 fingers on each hand. So like, I'm just like, I don't trust your grip here. But yeah, I think that's my answer, just because, yeah, wolf. It's gonna fit what I need best, and I don't think many landlords will feel safe telling me I can't have it.
Jason, I think I speak for the other 3 comics here. We want to meet your grandfather. He sounds.
Yeah. I need to get him out to a show. He's told me he wants to come. He just hasn't made the trip yet. He's also very into church, so I don't want to disappoint my grandpa, but also, I think he'd be on board. He'll be proud of me. I'm going to project that he'd be proud of me.
Okay. I'm going to say you live in an apartment by yourself without a wolf and don't cut firewood. You've already disappointed your grandpa. So you don't need to worry about further doing it. Like,
yeah,
your grandpa would also be like, tank top, huh? That's what you're wearing? You can't button down, have a collar on that shirt? That's what your grandpa would be thinking.
Okay, but luckily I keep my clothes all around my apartment, because if I wanted to not disappoint my grandpa, this is what I would put on.
There you go. That's
now
better.
He's just like, oh, you like shrimp and you ready to go cut some firewood? Let's go.
There you go.
And
it's your emergency grandpa jacket. I got it.
Yeah.
Those are good buttons. Those are good accent buttons on that.
I'm pretty sure he has one just like this, but I overpaid for it at a secondhand store.
I have a feeling that Joe is going to pull out his emu.
Yeah, I was like, he's cheating there.
Yeah, I saw him moving. I was like,
Okay, but what if you turned around and you saw a body hanging on a meat hook right now?
I'm just assuming the emo has like a talk show set he's gonna like set up for the rest of the thing in.
Where'd you get that
He
emu?
just took off. He don't want to be. He's camera shy.
Where'd you get that bird?
We bought him at an auction one time.
Because there used to be an emu farm, I think around Millstadt, and they were processing the meat. They were trying to a leaner alternative to beef. I'm sorry, I'm saying that while your emu's around, but
You know,
It tastes
until
like
those
liver. It
Liberty
tastes like
Mutual
liver.
commercials, I thought a lemur and an alpaca were the same thing.
I don't think alpacas have won any wars.
Have lemus?
Yeah. Oh, you never heard of the emu wars?
No, I said lemur, didn't I? I meant emu. Their
Yeah.
mascot's called Lemu, the emu.
Oh.
I thought about that, yeah.
Okay,
No,
yeah, I
didn't know
misheard. Yeah, it was in Australia but yeah, they had emu in an area and they were trying to set like up a town or something, and they kept trying to fight the emu to get rid of them, and they kept losing, so they quit. Like
Wow,
they
there you
just
go.
couldn't.
Yeah, the
like,
emus won the
like,
war.
yeah,
the
if you
emus
could
won the
have
war.
battle emu on your side, it would be to your benefit, but they're just agents of chaos, which makes me really question Joe for having one.
have you ever seen a British comic? I think he's passed away. His name was Rod Hall, and he had a puppet emu. He would be on the Tonight Show. He was in the 70s, all over television. Hilarious stuff.
Yeah,
YouTube Rob Hall and his emu.
I will. I'll have to check that out.
Yes. Is it a male or female emu, this? Why don't you have a look for yourself? Well, I wouldn't know what to look for. It looks like some interview last week. What's that? You're not going to say, are you? What's the matter with you? You're all right, aren't you? Why is it so aggressive? It's not aggressive. Not much. All the time. Lunatic. It's not. Come here.
I didn't know emus were birds until those
They're
commercials.
basically
dinosaurs.
bigger,
They're like a
scarier.
dinosaur.
They're
Yeah.
dinosaurs.
I was gonna
Yeah.
say bigger, scarier ostrich.
Gotcha.
They're smaller than an ostrich, actually.
But are ostriches as hateful?
Ostriches, emus are fairly nice.
I think
Ostriches,
you
I had the real them. They're the South American ostrich. They're the meanest thing on the face of the earth. They're the big ostrich. He will kill you. I know a guy got attacked by one. He shot it with a 45 a couple times, didn't kill it.
Yeah, no,
Yeah.
birds
Don't need
birds
that.
that like don't need to fly, they kind of just tend to not give a shit. Like they'll just attack you. Like geese, if they're on the ground, they're mad you're there too. Like they don't want company. Like birds, I think birds want to be left alone. That's why they fly. So the ones that can't fly are extra aggressive.
You
I
just
guess-
gotta remind them they all taste good.
Chris, are you ready for your second
Except
question?
emu, it tastes like liver, and I hate liver, so I end of story.
Oh, nice to know your emu's safe.
Chris,
Yo,
if you saw someone being mugged in the street, what would you do?
I mean, do I like the person? Like, whose side am I on? That's the problem. If I know the mugger, I'm probably not gonna do much. I'm just gonna be like, yeah, that happens, and let him get away. I don't snitch. If I know the victim, I'm probably gonna jump in and help. I'll stop him from getting mugged. Get in my car. I'll chase the person down. Maybe make sure I hit them in the knee or something with the car, just to like leave them on the ground till the cops come or my friend comes and get some street justice out of it.
Yeah.
I'm not going to call the cops just because I don't do that. Because if you call the cops, for somehow I end up being the one questioned by the cops more often than anyone else, which doesn't always bother me because once we go to court, I'm going to have a suit on it and I look good in court. But it's just a hassle I don't need. So yeah, it really depends on whose side I'm on. Also, if they're both strangers to me, I'm going by whoever I think the asshole is. Oh, or whoever the butthole is. I can't remember if this is G-rated.
Nah.
Okay, whoever the bigger asshole, I think just by looking at them is whose side I'm not on. So if the mugger looks like they're just somebody down on their luck trying to make some money, and the person getting mugged looks like they mismanaged my grandfather's retirement, I'm just going to laugh and watch.
You wouldn't have saved Bruce Wayne's parents, is what you're saying.
I would not have saved Bruce Wayne's parents. That is no. For the other reason, though, is I would know that's how you make a Batman, and I'm not going to deprive Gotham of the only hero it's ever known.
Mhm.
So, yeah, that's where I'm at, though. Like, maybe jump in it on the side of the person I like. If it's strangers, then I got to make a judgment call, and it's very superficial. I know, because I'm judging them on how they're dressed or their general, like, how they act. But also, I'm going to listen. If it's a white guy that uses the word bruh, I'm probably letting him get mugged too. Like, there's a calculus. I'll take on an actuarial chart.
Yeah, you would let Andrew Gaffigan get mugged, is what you're saying.
Does he do that? Does he say
I mean,
bruh?
I've definitely heard him. I don't know if I've heard him say bruh, but he looks like he says bruh.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Then he's getting mugged. If the white guy acts like a Bret Easton Ellis character, boom, he's getting mugged. That's my rule.
Yeah, no, I've told Andrew, like, I love the guy, but I do look at him and say, if I were deciding who to mug out of 10 people, you're top 3 in any room, probably. Like, you look like you got a rich father, and like you're not that worried about the things you have. He's not wealthy. You're not gonna have a great time mugging him. You're gonna be mad you did it, but it looks like you should. It's a good bet. If you rob 10 people who look like Andrew, you're probably gonna have a good day.
Look, I grew up on the South Side. The odds are I'm more likely to be related to the criminal in this case. So I'm sticking with my blood.
I would only jump in if the victim was smaller, meeker. If the victim is someone who looks like they should be able to take care of themselves, they wouldn't take care of themselves.
So, okay, so you would jump in to save Andrew Gaffigan.
I know, Andrew. No, I'm not going to jump in to help.
See, you can't make universal statements.
That'd make a great.
You know me, I'm a total pacifist. I don't like to fight.
Like,
just opens the back of the truck.
I might just kick both their asses just for fun.
Okay, now if there's an emu in a fight with, let's say a human or an orangutan, whichever you want to answer, are you going to step in to try to save anybody in that scenario? Let's say it's your emu.
It was my emu. I think
Yeah.
who's ever asked is fuck him with
Okay,
it.
any emu, like an emu that kind of looks like yours and brings up some memories?
Yeah, why not? They're
Okay.
good animals. I like them.
All right, I figured.
If I was you, I'd just open the back of the truck, let whatever stray pit bull back there out, and let him decide who to help. Dogs will pick the right
I
side.
did that one night.
Yeah.
Dogs always know which side's the good guy.
Mm-hmm. The safest I've ever felt in like not amazing areas of downtown St. Louis is I at one point walked dogs for stray rescue downtown, and they had a dog named Yakuza. And it, like, I don't know what breed, and I don't think they did either, but like it had the biggest paws I've ever seen, and it liked me, but like you could tell it'd been through some shit, and it was like, hey, I'm with you right now. You're my dude. Like we're safe. Like we're strutting.
Good
Okay,
call.
spelling bee almost champion. Spell Yakuza.
YAKUZA. Right?
Is it correct?
Isn't it just
I mean,
Yakuza?
I'm not sure if that's how they spelled the dog's name. Like I didn't look it up, but
It's Japanese.
Yeah, no, I know it's
Japanese for dope ass gangster in suit. That's how their language works.
Yeah,
it's like a bunch of different syllables.
Like I'm pretty sure his last name was Tokyo Drift. But yeah, no, I assume this dog was either with badasses or like street racer wannabe badasses with rich parents. One of those two owned this dog, and when that dog got adopted, I was honestly really bummed out. I'm like, you could have left it in the shelter a little longer. I don't think it was having that bad at a time, but you know, good for them. Whatever, pet adoptions, go do it.
That dog's out there somewhere searching for its lost sword. That's just...
Joe, are you ready for the final question?
Yes, sir.
Drum roll. Joe, if you were the 8th dwarf, what would your name be?
Asshole.
Oh, come on, Joe. How are you going to not say Shaky?
Shaky, there you go.
Wow.
I think Shaky's better.
That's a good one. I'm killing Sleepy, and I'm just taking his name. That's where I'm going. I'm like, that name's perfect. There's 2 of us. There can only be one. There goes your head. I'm using Yakuza's sword to do it. Like, it's working well.
Yeah. I'm going with Harry. Not like Harry Styles. Like, I just have a lot of body hair, and you know, you see my face.
But you're doing a good job of keeping like your face hair and your chest hair separate. That's good.
Yeah. No, I've been working on that. It's something that it doesn't come naturally to me, but I figured it out.
Good job. Yeah.
Thank you.
Yeah, with me, it's all kind of left here and went down. It's worked its way down.
I'm getting there.
I look like the abominable snowman with my shirt off.
There's a nice line of hair that goes from the back of my head down to my shoulders, like that. I got to remember to shave a lot. I take pictures of myself in the shower a lot, and I see that I'm like, oh, it does run all together.
Like,
yeah.
Are there progress pics? Are you taking like a daily picture and be like, okay, I need to shave in like a week?
No, it just happens because I take so many pics of myself in the shower that they just line up chronologically, pretty much like one. But, you know, sometimes you're washing your hair and you're just like, let's snap a picture of myself washing my hair.
Mm-hmm.
I've got a patch of hair on my lower back, and it looks like a tramp stamp. So my daughter, a few weeks ago, saw me for the first time since she was very small without my shirt on, and was like, you got it all over your back. Yeah, that's right. I'm old, okay? That's what happens.
I shave my back once a summer. One time every summer, I'll shave it, and then the rest of the year it just grows back. And that's how I measure.
Shave your back.
They make these razors on sticks. Like they're safety razors. You can go in either direction and not slice your skin off mostly. And it's like a shower brush. You just get it all.
I frankly don't care. I mean, my wife might care, but you know, hey.
You're like 20 degrees cooler on a 90-degree day.
Okay. That you're talking the language I needed to hear right there. I retain so much heat.
Yeah, and sweat. Right.
So
it all
much.
just stays right there on your body hair. Then like it presses against your shirt and you go into some air conditioning and now you feel gross and slimy. Shave your back in the summer. That doesn't happen.
So I won't
dust it with a little talcum powder before you leave the house. A little Gold Bond.
That sounds good. See, I won't get too far into this because I know we got to wrap up. I had to play basketball with a mask on this weekend, and like, I'm one of the sweatiest human beings you've ever met. Like, people have in pickup basketball games, people don't care about being rude. They'll just, like, different people have just been like, hey, bro, do you have an extra shirt? Like, could you go change real quick if you're going to keep playing? So I went through 4 paper masks, sweating, and I went to the counter. I'm like, hey, I know you're requiring this. I'm not ruining my mask I'm going to be wearing later while I do comedy. Can I have like a lot of paper masks? And I had to go back for seconds because they were a little stingy. And I just went at halftime. I was like, I need 2 more, and I would get more if you weren't being a little rude about it earlier.
On that note, we do need to wrap this up. I want to thank our panelists. First of all, big hand thank you, Jason.
Thank you. Thanks for having me. This was a great time, really. I had a lot of fun.
Yeah. Big hand for Chris.
Hey, thanks. This was great. I would definitely do this again. Thank you.
And finally, a big hand for Joe and his emu.
Thank you. Thank you.
We need pictures of the emu on the video, Joe. We need to send in something here.
It's a little lighter. It was a little lighter out. He'd have been up. He's in bed, and I got him out of bed. He was kind of cranky from being sleeping.
Of course. Hey, remember to subscribe to our YouTube channel and also like us on Facebook. Follow us on Instagram. We will see you next week with episode 21. Thank you.
Sounds great. Bye, guys.
All right.